Hey everyone, it's Marissa. So in today's video, in celebration of New Year's, I wanted to do two different looks, one for natural or one for glam. Hopefully this kind of inspires you to just kind of dress up a little bit, even if you're staying home for the New Year's. So if you're interested to see how I did these two looks, then just keep on watching. Have like a little bit of concealer on. It's really not that much, but I'm mainly gonna just be focusing just on like the dramatic effect that it can really just give for an eye look or a lip. So that's basically what I'm gonna be focusing on mostly. This side's gonna be the more natural side, and this side is going to be the more dramatic and glam side. So first we're gonna be starting off all at once on this side, and I'm going to be using the Kylie Jenner palette just because that palette is very neutral and just super pretty. I really love the warmish tones that it gives in there. So I'm going to be using this first. And to prime my eyelid, I'm just going to be using a concealer, which is the Covergirl one. And this is in the shade Neutralizer. And I don't want something too full coverage because, like I said, this is the more natural side, so it doesn't even matter how pigmented like the base will be before you even put on the actual eyeshadow. And I don't know why, but this time of year my skin always gets really dry. So if you notice any patchiness or dryness right here, it's not from the eyeshadow palette, it's just my skin type. It just gets very dry sometimes, like right here around my eye area. I'm not too sure why. Maybe it's the way I'm sleeping or something. Let me know down below if you get the same thing happening to you. Sometimes, like, if you just get really bad dryness around on your face or like almost like eczema, it's really annoying. So if you use some sort of product for that, let me know, because it's very frustrating sometimes when I want to do an eye look and it looks so bad. So I'm first going to be going in with the shade Rose. So I'm going to be taking that and just buffing it out using a round fluffy brush from Ulta. And I'm just going to be applying that to my crease and lightly buffing it out. And I'm going to mainly just apply it to the outer corner of my eye, to the middle, but not so much the inner part. Then I'm going to be taking Spice Plum and just kind of darkening it just a little bit, not too much where it's super dramatic. I'm going to be mainly placing that on the outer corner, and it just really brings it all together. And then I'm going to be going back with that other shade and just blending those two even more. I'm just going to be going in with the shade Glazed, and it's this really pretty highlightish color, and I'm just going to be applying that using my finger. And then I'm going to be going in with the shade Sweet and adding that to the middle of my eyelid, and then going again into Spice Plum and just blending that and transitioning it over. Now I said that I already had concealer on, which I do, but what you could do if you don't have anything on, you could clean up just anything around the eye even more and just kind of like define it. And I'm just using the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral, and I'm just gonna blend it out, and maybe you want to like brighten your eye even more, so this really just helps just make you look a little bit more awake. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to say sharpening that edge, but I definitely am cleaning it up a little bit more. If you want to keep it smoked out, that's totally your preference, but I'm kind of just like snatching my eye upwards compared to like my normal eye shape. And what you could do is go back and buff it out if you wanted to, or you could keep that kind of snatched, cleaned up look. Then for bronzer, I'm going to be using the shade Cookie Dough from the palette and a little bit of Rosé, and using an Ulta blush brush. I'm just going to be kind of contouring my face a little bit with those two. I'm just going to be blending anything into my skin. And then the blush that I'm using is the Little Blush Duo palette from Ulta Beauty, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom. I'm just going to be adding that lightly to my cheekbones and a little bit on my chin and stuff, just to kind of give myself warmth to my skin. Now my brows right now are very lightly filled. To be honest, I don't even think there is any more product on there, but I'm going to be taking the shade Sugar Plum from that palette and just filling them in very lightly. And then if you wanted to add something to your lower lash line as well, you could use just any kind of natural shade. I'm going to be dipping into the shade Cocoa and using an e.l.f. precision brush. I'm just going to be adding that to my lower lash line. And I feel like that just makes it stand out a little bit more. And then using the Kylie Jenner Ice Me Out highlighter, I'm going to be adding that as just like my all over highlighter for this side of my face. And then for mascara, I'm going to be using the LORAC Pro Lash Pomade in the shade Black. Then I'm also using the Clinique High Impact Mascara just so I can really separate those lashes a little bit more. I'm going to be using a new little set that I got for Christmas, and I'm going to be trying 2 of the shades on today. And one of them, for the natural side, I'm going to be using Sugar Cookie, and these all smell really good. They all have different scents. So the Sugar Cookie just smells really super sweet like vanilla. And I'm going to be applying that to this side, and it's just like this really pretty natural nude. It's like very similar to my actual lip color, which I really like. And then you could top that off with like some sort of lip gloss, or maybe just put on a lip gloss. I'm going to leave that to this because I don't want to add too much on this side, and this side's going to be the more dramatic side. So for the more dramatic side, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer as the base and just blending that out using my finger. I'm going to also use my beauty sponge too. And I'm just going to have it be like a full-on black and silver kind of look. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy palette, and I'm going to be dipping into the shade Midnight Snack, which is like a bluish color, but I feel like on my skin tone it looks pretty black, so I'm going to be using that and just buffing it out. And I'm going to be kind of creating like a cut crease where I'm going to be flicking this upwards and then cutting the crease using a NYX glitter primer and then using a pressed glitter. And then for like a transition, I'm just going to be using the shade Vanilla Wafers and just kind of blending it out a little bit better. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm just going to be buffing it a little bit more. And then using an e.l.f. concealer brush and a NYX glitter primer, I'm just going to be adding this as like a sticky base for the actual glitter to stick to. The glitter that I'm going to be using is the e.l.f. glitter, and this is in the shade Cosmic Silver. And I'm just going to be applying this using an e.l.f. precision brush. And then once you place most of the glitter, if you are going to be using glitter, I would recommend for you to start with your eye first for sure on this glam side, just because there will be probably quite a bit of fallout, and you definitely would not want that to be mixed in with your foundation. I'm just going to be re-dipping into that black shade from Too Faced, and I'm just going to be really darkening that area between this black shade and the glitter where it's placed, so it just stands out even more as a cut crease. Now you could add eyeliner, but I'm not really going to because I'm going to be adding some false lashes. But you could add eyeliner and some false lashes, or just like eyeliner and mascara. And I'm not going to be adding mascara on this side just because whenever I do add false lashes, the mascara always like just tends to pull my actual eyelashes, or it just gets really stuck and just annoying, and then I just can't use it as much. So it always ruins the lashes for me, so I don't really want to do it that way. I'm just going to be putting on the fake lashes, and I still really like how it looks that way. So I'm going to be doing it like that. I did have some black eyelash glue. I'm not too sure where it is, but if you were to get some, get the black one because it works so well, almost like an eyeliner. So I'm just using right now the Duo Lash Glue, that's the white one. And I always just put like a bunch of lashes in a box, so I'm not too sure exactly which ones these are. I think they're the Violet Voss lashes, and I'll just link what I'm using in the description. Any pair of dramatic lashes will work for this look. So I'm just adding it to the lash band right now, and then I'm just going to be putting it on my lashes. I just think they look super pretty. Like, I just love these lashes. And to kind of just make the lashes look even more natural, I'm just going to thicken the eyeliner band a little bit if it looks kind of uneven in some spots. And I'm just going to be using the e.l.f. Expert Liquid Liner in the shade Jet Black. I'm just kind of going over that lash band. You could create a wing too, but I kind of like the way it looks like that. Then I'm just like wiping away all the glitter. You might also need to use a makeup remover wipe. I'm just going to kind of sharpen it like this, just so it just looks a lot more cleaner. I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer again, just to really brighten those areas. Instead of adding like a lot of brown, or not a lot, but a little bit of shadow to my lower lash line, I'm just going to keep it to here, almost like a cat eye. I'm going to be using that shade Midnight Snack again, and just kind of connecting it from my upper lash line to my lower, and just kind of buffing it out here, just so it makes my eyes look bigger. And you can definitely see a difference in my eye shape. Like, I just feel like this eye looks bigger than this eye for sure. I'm going to be using the bronzer and blush from this Duo palette again, which is in the shade Walnut and Cherry Blossom. And I'm not going to overdo it on the blush and bronzer for this, just because of how dramatic the eye look is. But for highlighter, I am going to be a little bit dramatic with it, and I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood Loose Highlighter. And using an It Brushes from Ulta All Over Shadow Brush, I'm just going to be adding that to my cheekbones especially, and I just really love like the glow that it gives to your skin. And then I'm going to be filling my brows on this side using Cookie Call and Midnight Snack. And I'm just going to be taking an e.l.f. angled brow brush and just filling that in as well. And then I'm also just going to be putting a little bit of mascara on my lower lash line, which I'm using the Clinique mascara again. And then lastly, I'm going to be using a red liquid lipstick, which is matte. And I'm going to be using the Too Faced Melted Matte liquid lipstick. And the shade that I'm putting on is Candy Cane. And it's like this really pretty red color, which I feel like red is like the perfect lip color to wear, especially for New Year's. I'm also going to be using the shade Caramel Apple and just kind of darkening the outer parts of my lip. It's like this really pretty like brownish shade. I'm just going to try to blend it with my finger. And then this is basically the completed looks, how one side can be dramatic or one side could be natural. If I were to wear the dramatic one, I'd probably contour a little bit on my nose and stuff, but I just feel like I really just wanted to show the dramatic differences between like how you can do the eyes and the lips. But I really like how these turned out. I still think that these turned out really pretty, and I honestly like both. Like, you could wear both of these, not even for New Year's, but maybe for other events as well. And I just really love the color scheme, especially like the glitter. Using the e.l.f. glitter and stuff is always really fun to do. But I hope that you guys all stay safe this New Year's and have an amazing rest of your 2020, because I'm sure that we're all looking forward to the new year coming up. If you want to see more videos from me in the future, I upload every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes on Wednesdays as well at the same time. You can also hit the notification bell as well, so you can get notified for every single time I upload, and I'll just see you guys next time.